Secretary Sebelius today defending Obamacare again, and not just on Capitol Hill. The embattled secretary making her case in cyberspace as well, announcing a series of steps to move forward, noting her agency is the third largest federal contractor, with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services alone spending $5.3 billion this year on internet technology contracts. Brad Blakeman is a former deputy assistant to President George W. Bush. Simon Rosenberg is the president and founder of NDN, a left-leaning think tank, and a former Clinton presidential campaign advisor. And both gentlemen are my guests. Great to see you both.
Great to be here.
So, Brad, part of this announcement in cyberspace by Secretary Sebelius was part of this blog, in which she also says now she's going to hire an inspector general to investigate her, and then also she's going to hire this chief risk officer, and she's going to provide more CMS employee training. Is this a lot too late?
Oh, absolutely. This is an outrage for the HHS secretary to say, in effect, she's going to investigate herself. She's going to have HHS conduct the investigation. No. Congress has the responsibility of oversight. They have the power of the purse. And both the House and the Senate, it would be great if they joined forces to investigate, get to the bottom of this, find out the who, what, where, when, and why of Obamacare, the rollout, what's happened before, during, and after. That's their responsibility. That's their job. And they need to get on it right away and forget taxpayer money going to investigate themselves. Outrageous. So,
Simon, I want you to listen to Secretary Sebelius' description of that second tenet of her blog that I talked about today. See if you know what she's talking about. This is what she says will be a chief risk officer.
I've asked CMS Administrator Marilyn Tavner to create a new position of Chief Risk Officer at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and to expedite the search and hiring. This will be a full-time employee charged with assessing risk management practices and developing strategies to minimize those risks.
What is that, Simon? When I first read that today, I thought, oh, they're going to hire somebody to make sure that all of these hundreds and thousands of people who are signing up and putting their personal information, that this chief risk officer was going to be a security person for that. But that's not what it is it?
It seems from the thing that Secretary Sebelius wrote today is that it's going to be more focused on making sure that the contractors do what they're supposed to do and overseeing the contracting process, which clearly went awry over the last several years. But, you know, I don't want this to in any way mask that there has been some good news here. I mean, there's been a lot of bad news for the administration. There's been some good news.
What is it?
Over 1 million people have signed up. Over 1 million people have signed up for Obamacare. We know that health care costs now have several years in a row have come down. We know the sites are getting better. And even we know that Republican congresspeople are signing up on the D.C. exchange right now. Some of them are having a hard time, some of them aren't, right? It's kind of amazing. I mean, if it was really bad, I think you'd be hearing from more members of Congress this week as they themselves, many of them, are going through the sign-up process here in Washington.
I'll give you that much. Now to some curious photos coming from the White House. President Obama joking around with President Bush on Air Force One after attending the Mandela Memorial Service. And here they are getting ready for dinner with their wives and some of the president's top advisors. These are official White House photos. No press allowed. So, Brad, what's the message here? I mean, I didn't think that I would ever see the day where President Obama would want to be in pictures with President Bush.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing here is, look, the President Obama much rather have pictures of President Bush out there than him doing selfies at a funeral service and him yucking it up with the Prime Minister of Denmark. I think there are photos that the White House controls. This has been the bane of the White House press corps, the fact that they've really given official photos out as news, but these photos are much better for the president to have out, photos that he can control, show presidents together, actually bring some bipartisanship, if you can call it that, to a important mission of the president. But certainly the photos that are making the news are not the photos that the president wants out there.
All right, so President Bush was also showing the other former presidents and others his paintings, which he has become known for now. And my question to you is, Simon, maybe President Obama could get some sort of a new paintbrush from President Bush to gloss over some of the things that have happened with Obamacare and the rollout.
I also think this is in part because the Democrats, even though we had a lot of differences with George Bush, there was an area where Democrats really talk about his excellent leadership, which is the role that he played in attacking AIDS in Africa and the legacy that he had in really trying to squash the disease of AIDS, particularly in Africa. I think that in our party, there's an enormous amount of respect for George Bush for what he did, and I think part of the reason why that he got so much press. Yeah,
come on, President Obama eviscerated President Bush when he was running for office. The idea that all of these photos have President Bush in them and it looks like they're yucking it up, some people find it ironic.
Look, that's okay. I mean, I agree with Brad. I mean, maybe we're returning to a period where the two parties can work together and get things done, as we saw with the budget deal. And John Boehner saying, according to Bret Baier, that he wants more bipartisan W's in the next few months. Maybe we're going to see a different attitude here in Washington. Certainly, I hope so.
A new beginning in the last 24 hours. All right, guys, got to go. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.